Today we'll try to understand the triaxial test and solve some gate questions related to it. So before I start the video further, I would like to tell you that if you are an aspirant for GATE 2021, then you can go to your app APSCD and check out the free questions and material that is available to you. These are very quality questions designed for GATE, and you just have to download the app or access to our website apscd.in through your laptop or computer, and you can sign up for these free questions and attempt on a daily basis. There are lots of questions and we are constantly updating these questions. So these are very quality questions specially designed for GATE. So it would be really nice and helpful for you if you go and check out these questions. So let's move on to the topic of triaxial test. So this test we conduct to obtain the shear strength parameters of soil, and basically shear strength parameter means that this cohesion C and angle of internal friction, and if we are measuring them in terms of effective stress, then we denote it with C dash and phi dash. So triaxial test is a type of soil test in which we take a soil sample, take a cylindrical soil sample, and it is kept in a membrane. And after that, this test is carried out in two stages. In the first stage, cell pressure, we apply pressure with the help of water from all the sides on this sample. So that is the first stage, and this pressure we denote with sigma 3 and we call it as cell pressure. And in the second stage, we apply an additional pressure from this vertical direction. So sigma 3 is already acting in all the direction, and additional pressure called the deviator stress we apply, and we apply this pressure until the failure takes place. And with the help of some equation, some formulae and some understanding of the soil, we find out these shear strength parameters. So this soil sample, it actually resembles to a 2D stress element in which we have these stresses. Here we have sigma 3, and in the vertical direction we have sigma 1, and this sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 plus sigma d, because here you can see in the first stage there is cell pressure, and in the second stage there is additional vertical stress. So that is total value of vertical stress becomes sigma 3 plus sigma d. So these are the two stresses. Now for such an element, we know from SOM, understanding of SOM and transformation of stress and strain, we have a few equations. So from that, if we take a plane that is inclined at an angle of theta from the horizontal, and on that plane, if we want to find out the normal stress and shear stress, so this normal stress sigma on this plane that is inclined at theta, it will be given as sigma 1 plus sigma 3 upon 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 3 upon 2 times cos 2 theta. Theta is this angle from the horizontal, and these sigma 1 and sigma 3 are actually the principal stresses. Why are these principal stresses? Because on this horizontal plane or on this vertical plane, on any of these surfaces, there is no shear stress. There is no shear stress on these surfaces. So these sigma 1 and sigma 3, these are principal stresses. So this formula we are writing from SOM. You can remember it as it is. These are principal stresses here. Sigma 1 is the major principal stress and sigma 3 is the minor. And similarly, the shear stress on this inclined plane, it is given as sigma 1 minus sigma 3 upon 2 sine 2 theta. So this we are getting from strength of materials. Now something specific to soil, we have another equation in which the relation between sigma 1 and sigma 3. So sigma 1, it is given as sigma 3 tan square 45 plus 5 by 2 plus 2c tan 45 plus 5 by 2. And so this is the relation between sigma 1, sigma 3, phi and c. And another relation for angle of failure plane theta f and the angle of internal friction. So these two are related as theta f is equal to 45 plus phi by 2. So that is the relation between angle of failure plane from horizontal and angle of internal friction. So if this angle is theta f, then theta f is equal to 45 plus phi by 2. So that is another thing that you can keep in mind. Now most of the problems that are asked from triaxial test can be solved with these many formulae, and a little bit understanding of this triaxial test. So as I told you, we have cell pressure that is applied in first stage, and we have additional deviator stress that is applied in the second stage. Now based on that, there are three types of triaxial tests. First one is UU test, second one is CU test, and third one is CD test. UU means unconsolidated and undrained. So this, as I told you, there are two stages in triaxial test. So first letter indicates the first stage and the second letter indicates the second stage. So in UU test, it is done under unconsolidated and undrained condition. CU test is consolidated undrained. So first stage consolidation is allowed, and second stage the conditions are undrained. And the third test, that is CD test. So CD test is consolidated drain test. In the first stage, consolidation is allowed under the drained condition, and in the second stage also, when we apply additional stress, then also the drained conditions are maintained. So we have these two stages, and there will be some pore water in these pores of soil sample. So in the first stage, if we don't allow this pore water to escape, if we close these valves, then pore water can't escape. So the conditions are undrained. Similarly, if we let this pore water go out, then the conditions are drained. So based on that, we have this unconsolidated or consolidated. If this drainage is closed, then we have undrained condition, and if this drainage is open, then we have drained condition. Now based on that, the thing to remember here, main thing, is that for CU test and CD test, when these are conducted on normally consolidated clay, then for that the cohesion, the value of effective cohesion is seen as 0. So that is one thing that is normally used in questions when these are asked from this topic, that for normally consolidated clay, the effective cohesion is 0. But that does not mean that the soil is not cohesive, because it is clay, so it is definitely cohesive. But just in this sample, in this triaxial test, when we conduct, somehow the cohesion does not activate. So because of that, it is seen that cohesion comes out to be 0. Now based on this information, we can solve this question from GATE 2018. So it says the total horizontal and vertical stresses at a point X in a saturated sandy medium are 170 and 300 kPa respectively. So as I told earlier also, you have to make sure you read the question very carefully, and if possible try to draw also whenever needed. So there is some point in the sandy soil at which the horizontal and vertical stresses are given here. So we can draw an element, and for this horizontal stress is given as 170 kPa and vertical stress is given as 300 kPa. The static pore pressure is 30 kPa. At failure, the excess pore pressure is measured to be 94.5 kPa. So we know pore pressure will have two parts. One is static pore pressure that is when there is no excessive loading. So the static pore pressure is given as 30 kPa and excess pore pressure UE, it is given as 94.5 kPa. This excessive pore pressure means that when this additional stress is applied on the soil mass, so because of that, initially, as we know, the stress is taken by the pore water. So the water that is in these pores will take the stress. So that additional pore water stress or pore water pressure is given as 94.5 kPa. Then it says the shear stresses on the vertical and horizontal planes passing through point X are 0. So on this vertical and horizontal plane, if we see shear stress, so that shear stress value is 0. So it is saying that shear stress on these planes are 0, and from SOM we know on the planes where there is no shear stress, if this shear stress is 0, that means that these planes are principal planes. So this is somewhat the element that we understood for triaxial test. Then further it says effective cohesion is 0 kPa and effective angle of internal friction is 36 degrees. So this C dash is given as 0 and phi dash is given as 36 degree. Then it is asking the shear strength at point X. So this is this point X at which we have drawn this element. So we have to find out the shear strength. Now we know shear strength of soil, it is given as C plus sigma 10 phi, and we are using effective stress parameters. So this is also effective stress. So this is effective stress and these are effective stress parameters C dash and phi dash. Now as it is saying C dash is equal to 0, so the equation of shear strength becomes sigma tan phi dash. Now we know the value of phi dash, that is 36 degrees, but we do not know the value of this effective stress. Now what is this effective stress? So immediately if you think, you will be thinking that this effective stress is the vertical stress that will be acting on this element that is given as 300 kPa minus the pore pressure because it is total stress, but that is not the case. So this effective stress is the effective stress on the plane of failure, but these horizontal and vertical planes are not the planes of failure. As I explained you, the angle of failure plane from horizontal, if we denote with theta, then this theta, it is given as 45 plus phi by 2. And phi is given as 36 degrees, so it will be 45 plus 18, that is 63 degrees. So this is the angle of failure plane for this element. Now this effective stress that we have to obtain here is the effective stress on this failure plane. So on this plane we want the effective stress. Now for that also we wrote a relation. So we know the normal stress on any plane inclined at theta, it is given as sigma 1 plus sigma 3 upon 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 3 upon 2 cos 2 theta. Now sigma 1, sigma 3 and theta all are known to us. So we can find out this normal stress sigma on the plane of failure. So theta value we will be putting 63 degrees and sigma 1 and sigma 3 are given here. So sigma here it becomes 300 plus 170 by 2 plus 300 minus 170 by 2 cos 2 times 63. Now if you solve this, we obtain sigma as 196.8 kPa. Now once we have sigma, so we can obtain the effective stress sigma dash. So that will be equal to sigma minus pore water pressure, that is U. So sigma is 196.8 and pore pressure will be the summation of these two, that is static pore pressure and this excessive pore pressure, that is 94.5 plus 30. So if you solve this, this comes as 72.3 kPa. Now we have obtained the value of sigma dash. Now we just have to put this value of sigma dash here in this formula. So that is 72.3 times 1036, that is a value of 5. So if you solve this, this comes out as 52.52 kPa, and that is the required value of shear strength of this soil at this particular point X. So that way we can solve this problem. So here we have to make sure we read everything properly, and if possible, if it is needed, then draw a diagram also. And these basic formulae and concepts, whatever I've mentioned here in this video, you can keep in mind to quickly solve these questions.